Weekend Huddle here on 102.5 The Game on this beautiful Saturday morning. Connor Newt, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton here with you, broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game National Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is about great service. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. The United States has clinched a spot in the gold medal game against I almost said it like The Rock, against Canada. And we'll talk a lot about that. Some college basketball today. Major day in the world of college basketball. We'll get into some of that. But Dr. Crane, how are we doing this morning?
Good morning, Connor. Doing pretty good for the most part.
That's good.
Saturday. Clean the desk. It smells nice.
I know.
In here.
I was riding in on two wheels today. I got here at approximately 4 minutes ago. So
okay.
I came in here and this place is all nice and it looks like some housekeeping was in order. I am not going to ask who left their food behind because I think I already know the answer, and I think he comes on in the afternoons.
Oh, there was no food to be had in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yesterday it was you and Derek. So, I mean.
Well, I don't eat in here. So.
No, there was no food in here, man. It was just a lot of coffee circles from the mugs and just a bunch of nasty stuff.
None of it is me. I don't drink coffee. I don't eat in here.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Well, I'm not blaming nobody. I'm just cleaning up. It hadn't been cleaned for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Marvin, got to get in here and clean.
Yeah, I know. Where's Marvin been, man? We need a little vacuum action up in here as well.
Well, Marvin has he's got some conversations he needs to have during his cleaning time. I can't repeat any of them because there are plenty of choice words that are thrown in there. But Marvin, the janitor, has a lot on his mind. Christian, how are we doing?
We're doing good. I do think he ran whatever the equivalent of the Swiffer he has the other night. I do think he ran that in the hallway the other night.
That's good.
I did see that, so that's good.
Could you hear him over it?
I think he'd actually ended his conversation by then. So yes, I could. I could hear him.
I want to know who he's talking to.
I know. Like I would love to know.
I feel like it's the same person every single time.
I would love to know what they're talking about too.
No, I don't think I want to know that.
Well, yeah, I guess that's
they're probably on the same work shift as well, so they're probably just chatting.
Maybe so. Maybe they're just discussing their shifts.
Maybe he's in a club for like single men.
Maybe it's a possibility.
Maybe I should join that club. That'd be great.
Side note, though, real quick, I don't know. We don't really talk about golf a lot, but Scotty Scheffler struggling in the first rounds of golf is just beyond me.
That's what he does, though, right? Like he goes in, doesn't care, and then somehow comes out on top.
Yeah, but
I'd like to know what his Wednesdays have been looking like. Like, what does he do on Wednesday that causes him to place a bet on Thursday? Because this is 3 weeks in a row now.
Well, he mentioned something at a press conference saying, like, I play with a buddy of mine that's like a 10 handicap, and I give him like X amount of strokes, and he still ends up beating me. I'm like, yikes.
I mean, that can't be on Wednesday when he's doing that, though, right?
You never know. I don't know.
I wouldn't think.
Yeah. So
sorry,
that's okay.
My immature 13-year-old brain just kicked in.
Oh, I was like, what is he left? That makes sense now.
Yeah, but I just want to get that out there. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. 6'5", 737-1025 is our phone number. Our phone and text line is driven by WillsCountyHyundai.com. Dustin in Hopkinsville says, sounds like some locker room types being taken over. It is true.
That's very true.
I mean, we've got pretty much every locker room type here that works here. None of us really know Marvin that well. We just kind of know his name, and you know him. Like you and Marvin talk sometimes.
Yeah.
Marvin thinks I'm Max. He thinks everyone's Max.
Everyone's Max, man. Like when I was working overnights, he said, what's up, Max? I'm like, hey, how are you? And then I just went along with it.
So, you know what? Just ride it.
Just ride it. Man.
Just go with it. I don't want to start things off really sad today, but I didn't touch on this yesterday because I didn't feel it was appropriate. But now that we're here together, and this is someone that we've had on the show a few times, I believe, I just wanted to send my thoughts and prayers on behalf of all of us, our condolences to Wes Rucker and his family. Many of you know the tragic accident that took place in Knoxville a couple of days ago. He was killed in a highway accident. He leaves behind a family, a wife, a young son, I believe he's 4, and a baby on the way in May. So I didn't know Wes personally. I've had conversations with him on the air. You have too. I think we've had him on this show before.
Maybe. I can't recall.
Once or twice. But I admire his work. I admire, from an outsider perspective, his draw and the way he put himself and held himself to a high standard. Just some of the things I've heard about him and him talking on the air. He was a man of good family, of good faith. He was dedicated to his work. And I understand he was sort of controversial in his work, but isn't everyone these days? really, I just wanted to send my thoughts and my prayers and all the love and support that I can to Wes Rucker and his family. They don't know me. I don't know them. But at the end of the day, we're all in this together. He's a human being, and he leaves behind a family. So it is tragic. If anyone, I say this a lot, but I think it's a good reminder. If anyone is ever going through something or needs talking to, we are always open. Our phone lines are always open. Not to steal anything from Big Joe, but if you are really struggling, dial 988 on your cell phone. Your life is as valuable as everyone else's life, and human life is the utmost importance in this world. So yeah, there we go. That's my spiel today.
I mean, you're spot on, Connor. Well said there. I mean, I didn't know him personally either, but I've come across of texting him to schedule for being a guest on one of the shows in the midday or in the morning or whatever it may be. But overall, I have nothing but kind words to say about a guy like Wes Rucker. There was a time I called him on the phone because I wasn't able to text him, and I was just trying to schedule something for a show. And he goes, "Man, I would love to, but got a sick kid at home." I was like, "I totally understand." He goes, "I understand the business," and I was just like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah,
like, he was a super
he
nice,
was well in tune with the business.
Yeah. So again, just condolences to him and his family, and just power of prayer in this time of grief.
I'm not a Vols fan. You're not a Vols fan, but it did make me happy to see them win last night. And the way they won was spectacular.
Absolutely.
I guess they were honoring him at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. His picture was up. And fitting that Tennessee walks it off in the ninth. So congratulations to the Vols. It is pretty cool to see pretty much the entire SEC, except for that one guy, unite around this family and their struggles. It's beautiful to see. So there is good in this world. I know it. I've seen it. Just keep spreading the good.
Yeah, I think already $500,000 have been raised. I think the number I saw in about, a little over 24 hours. So yeah, it's just remarkable. And that's not just Tennessee fans. That's people from all over.
Yeah, I mean,
more so SEC country, but all over the country.
He would hate if I singled him out. He doesn't know me, and I don't know him, but I'm a fan of his. Matt Jones donating $2,000 to that fund. Very, very generous.
SVP with 5,000. A lot of big guys being
names.
Really nice. Yeah,
it's really beautiful to see. But again, I didn't want to kill the mood on this Saturday because we're gonna have a lot of fun today. We got a lot to talk about, but I did think it was important to start that off. I didn't bring it up yesterday when I was on with D Mace because I don't know how much of a relationship him and D Mace had and if he was even aware of the situation. But I felt today, since we're all together and we semi knew him on some level, it would be appropriate to bring up today. So.
Yeah, I'm more new of him, but
yes,
just came across in a roundabout way. But again, when people pass away, it is a sad, tragic thing. But in another way, you look at it as just honoring them in the most positive way possible. And that's kind of how I look at it. And sports talk radio is one of those things to, look at someone that way.
We have another passing away today. Baseball legend, Bill Mazeroski.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Passed away this morning, I guess. He led the Pirates to a World Series victory in 1960.
That is...
Game 7 hero, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. Man.
Wow. I mean, he was, 89 years old?
Yeah, it was natural causes.
God bless him, man.
But God bless that family. Anyways, let's get back to the fun stuff. We got a lot to talk about today. As I mentioned, Team USA in the gold medal match, baby, taking on Canada. Wake up early. Go to bed early tonight. They're playing at 7:10 a.m. I know you'll be up. I'll probably have to push myself to get up, but I'll be up. We'll have Newt's Notes at 9:45. Our weekend poll question isn't up yet just because I was rolling in here, but I'm about to post it. It will be, which Olympic sport is better? This is a debate that's been going around the interwebs, and I've heard both sides. In the summer, is it basketball? Or in the winter, is it hockey? Which of the two do you prefer? And then, of course, we'll wrap things up with where are they now at the end of the program. But coming up next, as I mentioned, the matchup is set. In the words of Rocky IV, two worlds collide, rival nations. USA, Canada, in the gold medal match in the Milan Olympics on the final day of the Olympics. Closing ceremony is tomorrow, I believe, right?
Yes, it is the last event of the Winter Olympics, the gold medal match for the men's.
So if you're wondering why it's this early in the morning, there you go. It's technically an afternoon game for them.
It's prime time, 2:10 in the afternoon for them.
But it is going to be early. So we'll break it down. What gives USA the best chance to win? Who needs to be the X factor for Team USA? We'll talk about that coming up next, right here on the Weekend Huddle. Connor Newton, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton here with you on 102.5 The Game. Oh, Survivor, I think you put this one perfectly, even though technically it's not East versus West, it's North versus South. And with the South, we stand. Welcome back in. Weekend Huddle here on 102.5 The Game. Connor Newton, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton here with you. Today, Today, Vanderbilt men's basketball hosts Tennessee at Memorial Gym with 1 p.m. tip-off, and the pregame show starts at 12:30 p.m. on 102.5 The Game. Coverage presented by GaryForceAcura.com. Big one today. We'll talk about that later on in the program, but you heard the music. You've heard me teasing it all morning, and by all morning, I mean about 15 minutes. The matchup is set. What we've all wanted this whole Olympics, USA versus Canada in a semi-rematch of the Four Nations tournament last year. I guess this could be number 3 because the U.S. beat them the first time, Canada won the championship, and now it's back to the ice a year later. Canada and the USA, probably the two best teams in the Olympics. I don't think there's actually a probably. I think it's a definitely. They're in the championship, and this is what we wanted the entire time. So let's talk about it. What does USA need to do to take down Canada? It seems like sort of a David versus Goliath matchup. Canada, this is their sport. They probably have the best roster in the entire Olympics, but the USA has a lot of momentum riding into this one. They took down Slovakia 6-2 yesterday, and it was never in doubt. It seemed like Jack Hughes with 2 goals. I think all the Jacks scored in the same period, Hughes and Eichel. So that was fun. But riding momentum, I think, is a key factor into this one. What do you think is going to give USA the best chance to beat Canada tomorrow?
You look at Canada and the way that they offensively attacked Finland yesterday when they were down 2 goals, and they just continued to pepper UC Saros on the net. As for the US, they have that respect factor when it comes to playing Canada. One, because you can't do that. The level of talent is completely different from Finland to the US in a roundabout way when it comes to offensive attack. So for the US, I think you just hit them right in the mouth. You got to slow down their pace of play. And if you can slow down Canada's pace of play and make it your game, and also if you can score first, that would help out a lot.
Yeah.
But minus that, like, you just have to slow their pace of the game down, make it more physical than speed, because speed is their game.
The key to this one, score more goals than the other team. I'm just kidding.
Thank you, Carl Ravitch.
Thank you for continuing my hatred of Carl Ravitch. Hopefully he never comes on this program and hears this. But you're right. I think playing at your own pace, because Canada's the kind of team to speed things up. They score, and they score fast. There's a key player that I think may or may not be unavailable for Canada, and that's Sid the Kid. Sidney Crosby, fighting a knee injury. I believe it's a sprained MCL or something like that. That's the speculation. He could very well play. And let's be honest, Sidney Crosby today isn't the Sidney Crosby that beat you in the Olympics years and years and years ago. He's regressed. He's older. He's not as good as he used to be, but he's still a prolific player in this Olympics and in the NHL. I think it's about spreading down their big guy, or calming down their big guys. McDavid, Crosby, Macklin Celebrini, who leads this tournament in goals. It's about harping down on the defense and anchoring down. I think Connor Hellebuck is going to have a hell of a time tomorrow. He's going to be stopping a lot of shots on goal, I feel like. So I think you're right in you need to slow down the speed of play if you're the United States. And the United States, they play at a fast pace too. They played at a really fast pace yesterday, scoring 6 goals in 60 minutes, I guess you could say. So I think it's just about controlling momentum. The United States, in my opinion, has more momentum rolling into this one than Canada does, coming off a 6-2 victory where Canada went to overtime and beat Finland 3-2. So I think, not that that's the story of the two teams. Every hockey game is different, but I think momentum weighs in the direction of USA.
Yeah, and a player we haven't really spoke about at all this segment and also this entire tournament is a guy in Austin Matthews. We had the concern going into the tournament saying he might be the Philip Rivers of hockey, can't win the big one, has that Toronto curse under his belt. Now, I think now he's getting to the point of, I understand I'm a team player, and also, too, he's facilitating the puck well. Like, nobody's had anything bad to say about Austin Matthews. He's flown under the radar this tournament. This could be a game tomorrow where he says, hey, maybe I take the reins of the responsibilities around the net, and I score a few goals here and there. So that's just something to look at as well. I mean, again, being the captain of the American team, like, that's something you got to put a factor into.
Yeah, I think there's going to be an unsung hero that has to emerge in this one. For me, I'm looking at Tage Thompson. Tage Thompson, I think, is a prolific goal scorer. And granted, he's on the third line of this team. The third line and the first line on this team are not much different from each other just because of the talent level and the depth volume that this team has. Tage Thompson, I think, is capable of getting to the goal at any time and going top shelf. He's proven that this tournament. He proved that yesterday with a goal, I believe. So I love watching him play. I think he is the perfect winger to complement a center. Do I think the Preds should go after him? Absolutely not. But I don't think Buffalo would give him up that easily. But I think he's an X factor. I've been riding on Jake Gensel this entire tournament because I think he is a level of goal scorer that they need. He hasn't delivered as much as I would have liked this tournament, but he's still a breakout candidate. And Austin Matthews, I agree with you, I think is the key to this one. The captain needs to be the captain in this one. And maybe he says, all right, let's step it up. Feed me the puck. I'll drive it in.
And everybody wants to compare Austin Matthews to Connor McDavid because McDavid is Team Canada. Austin Matthews, in a roundabout way, is kind of the comparable to a guy like Connor McDavid. People always want to compare that. They're two different guys. They're two different players. That you just can't compare them to that magnitude. And I get it. They're the faces of their countries. But as of right now, just be that role player for Team USA.
I mean, they're the faces of their countries. They play the same position. They're both top line centers. I think that's where the comparisons stop. They're both different players. I see Matthews as a great goal scorer, but for this team, he's been more of a facilitator. Connor McDavid, I think, is the driving force of Canada. And Macklin Celebrini, leads the tournament in goals, but still, I think it is truly something that, they're different.
Well, yeah, McDavid, he'll take the puck and dangle through the entire middle of the D.
Yeah, because he can do that.
Austin Matthews, structured a little differently. Can't really get that speed, top end speed.
McDavid's a little bigger too, I think. Like he's just built bigger.
Yeah.
But McDavid is capable of carrying a team on his own. I don't know if Austin Matthews is capable of doing that. But in this tournament, with these two teams, I don't think anyone has to carry anyone. I think it's just about who plays better team hockey. And we've seen USA play team hockey. I will go back to their very first game against No, it wasn't Slovakia. Who did they play in their first? Was it? Oh, Czechia.
Czechia, yeah.
Yeah, was it Czechia?
Talking about US's first game?
Yeah. There was a Latvia.
Latvia.
I was like, there's Latvia, Denmark. I get I mean, similar colors with the flag. I get those.
I knew it ended with an A, right?
Yeah, it was one.
They're all the same. There's only one country that matters. But I go back to that game against Latvia. That third goal, I believe it was Brock Nelson's goal. Second goal. And all five skaters on the ice for the U.S. touched the puck, and then Nelson just hammered it home. That's the level of play you need to see against Canada. You need to see guys sharing the puck and spreading the wealth and creating opportunities for other guys to get that puck inside the net. No one can be above the other. And unless we just see a Jack Hughes takeover like we saw yesterday in the second period, I don't think you're going to see that. I think it's going to be about spreading the wealth, seeing who can get open on different shifts of the power, or not the power play, but just the game in general. Converting on the power play is what I was trying to say. And the U.S. has been great this tournament at drawing penalties. I don't know what they are doing, but they just keep drawing penalties and capitalizing on the power play. So make Canada make a mistake. Make Canada mess up.
Another factor to Canada's game is they give up shorthanded goals.
Yes, they do.
And we saw it yesterday with Finland. And you think, oh, my goodness, this could be an exploited weakness that the U.S. could take advantage of. And they just might, because like I mentioned, if you combine the physicality along with a shorthanded goal, that is boding well for Team USA.
It's like I equate this to what I equated it to the Super Bowl. Make that quarterback make a mistake. Make Canada's big boys make a mistake. And I realize they're all big boys for the most part. They're all high-level NHL players, but so is everyone on the U.S. So make them draw a penalty. Make them make a mistake. Let them, go on the power or put you on the power play. You mentioned it. They give up shorthanded goals. This isn't an unbeatable team. This is a team that has weaknesses, just like every team in every single sport ever. Every team has a weakness. I don't think Canada is unbeatable. I would probably pick them to win this game. I don't want them to because I'm a true patriot, but I don't think Canada is as unbeatable as the media and the Olympics and everyone in their country makes them out to be.
And let's look at the goaltending real quick. You compare him, Connor Hellebuck to Bennington and net, like those two.
Bennington is the most inconsistent goalie I've ever seen.
Thank you. That was the next thing I was going to bring up, is that they're good, and especially Hellebuck's. He's great compared to Swayman and everybody else. Like, he's great, but Bennington, he just lets in those little squeakers in net, which just, again, if you're Team Canada, you're like, we have the offensive firepower to back that up, but we shouldn't have to.
Right.
And again, that's, I think, another plus for Team USA going into this gold medal match.
If you're the U.S., you're hoping that the regular season Jordan Bennington shows up. The Jordan Bennington that's capable of giving up 5 goals in 2 periods. That's what you want. And you could very, very highly get that. You could also get 2019 Stanley Cup final champion Jordan Bennington, who was a complete brick wall and didn't let any pucks through the net. So I think goaltending is a true matchup to watch. Hellebuck, I think you know what you're getting. You're getting maybe 1 to 2 goals on him, but the rest he's going to just knock it down, flash the leather. He's flashy. He's fun to watch. It's Binnington that you have to look out for.
There's no way they make a goaltender change for this. Do you think?
No.
Darcy Kemper? No.
For Canada?
Yeah.
No. I think they plug in Binnington.
Okay.
Because he's familiar with US. He was the goalie for 4 Nations last year, and he played well against them. So
That's fair.
I think he's familiar. The US absolutely cannot make a goaltender change.
No.
We saw what Jeremy Swayman can do. He let up a goal that I think all 3 of us could have stopped if we were in net. So, and I'm surprised we haven't seen Jake Ottinger at all this Olympics, but
Gonna collect some form of a medal.
At least they gave Swayman a chance to play in the Olympics. But real quick, on the Tage Thompson front, have we seen anything on his health? Because I know they took him out yesterday, and I assume it was just for precaution since they were up 5-0, but I haven't seen anything to say otherwise.
It
So
looked precautionary, I would say. I mean, you're up 5-0 in the semifinals. You want to rest as much as you possibly can because you play the best team in this tournament tomorrow. So.
Olczyk was making a pretty big deal of it, and I was kind of sitting there like, I mean, we are up 5-0. I would hope this is just out of precaution.
Oh wow!
He was like, oh, this really changes things for the Americans. I was like, I don't think I think he'd be out there if this was a 1-goal game.
Well, if you think about it, once he went out, they gave up 2 goals, so this really changes things. They won 6-2. They're up 5-0. I would imagine it's precautionary.
As of this morning, according to Elliot Friedman, Tage Thompson is on the ice for Team USA's skate.
Yeah,
love to see it. Thank you, Elliot.
He will be out there. He will be out there tomorrow. I am starting to believe that Sidney Crosby being held out yesterday was precautionary as well. I think they want him ready to go in probably his last Olympics ever against Team USA.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you yesterday. I was like, there's no way this guy doesn't.
No, I was just about to say his leg would be able to fall off his body for him to not be playing this game. There's no chance Sidney Crosby does not play in this game.
Yeah.
Now, how effective he's going to be is a whole different story, but there's no chance he's not playing.
Right. Because, again, he is the vet of this group. All he needs is a supporting cast around him to be a productive player. That's it. That's all you really need if you're a guy like Sidney Crosby.
I agree.
Because you have a guy like Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, and so forth. Celebrini. Their power play unit with Crosby on it was incredible in the first game of the Olympics. I'm like, holy cow.
You want to talk about a facilitator on that team? It's Sidney Crosby. He doesn't need to be the goal scorer. There's too many around him. So he just deals off the puck and lets other guys go to work. 615-737-1025 is the phone number here on the program. Coming up next, we'll continue the conversation on the Olympics. I want to ask the question, if the United States doesn't win gold tomorrow, is it a complete failure of an Olympics for the country? Maybe not failure, maybe disappointment would be the word. Would you be disappointed if the U.S. didn't come away with gold, especially against Canada? We'll discuss that coming up next, right here on the Weekend Huddle. Connor Newt, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton here with you on 102.5 The Game. Weekend Huddle here on 102.5 The Game. Getting ready for Team USA and Canada and the gold medal match tomorrow. This was the video that came out last year after they beat Canada the first time. And Jack Hughes is just singing his heart out to this. So well done by you. This song gets me ready to run through a wall.
One of the many anthems of USA hockey.
I mean, there's like 5 or 6 at this point.
It's this and Freebird the main two, for sure.
Well, I've set Burning Heart as one of them. That's just me personally, because I think
it's a great call by you, especially for anytime we play Canada now, I'm going to think of that song for sure. It's a great call.
I mean, it's a song about, obviously it's for Rocky IV. So it's about USA versus USSR, East versus West. But to me, it's North versus South now. Rival nations. But put some tariffs on these goals. Today, Vanderbilt baseball hosts, I've never heard of this school, so let's see if I can do it correctly. Marist.
That's correct.
At Hawkins Field at 2 p.m. Catch all the action on 94.9 The Fan and the Game Nashville app. Coverage is presented by Gary Force Acura. Marist. Where's Marist? Is that a D3 school?
It's like Maine, I think.
Yeah, it's north for sure.
Yeah, definitely northeast.
They could be like my team and playing random road games against Evansville, which is hilarious. But let's get back into the conversation on the gold medal game. Let's say the United States goes in tomorrow and doesn't win gold. Would you be disappointed with that result? I think that's an easy question. Of course, everyone would be disappointed. But would you consider this entire Olympics for Team USA a disappointment?
Sort of. I mean, I know you want a yes or no answer. I'm just going to go sort of. And I try not to bring the NHL's factor into any of this, but Stanley Cup is still a United States of America trophy.
Always will be.
It's not a trophy that goes up north. Again, would love to see that gold medal come to the United States. Hopefully it will tomorrow. But it's a tough call, man. I think if you name it a disappointment, I'd say no. It's just an unfortunate event.
I would call it a disappointment.
Really?
Because this whole year, since the Four Nations face-off, we've been waiting for this rematch. This whole tournament was dedicated for the United States of, quote, shedding Canadian tears. If you go out there and you crap the bed against Canada in the biggest stage, I would consider it a disappointment.
Oh, yeah, crap in the bed for sure. Like if you lose 4 or 5-0 for sure. I mean, if they lose in a tight game, like a 3-2 game or a 4-3 game,
I'd be disappointed.
I'd be all right. I'd be okay with it.
No moral victories for me.
It's not a moral victory. Again, it sounds like I'm agreeing with the losing mentality. No, go out there, try to get a win as best as possible, right? No, it's just unfortunate that if you have Canada that's pretty good, oh well, like that's that.
I would be very disappointed. I wouldn't call it a failure, but it would be a massive disappointment to lose to the team that you've set your sights on this entire time. It would be like, what's a good comparison? We'll use Jordan, for example. Jordan in the early 90s, his whole mission in that 91 season beat the Detroit Pistons. If he didn't go out and do that in the Eastern Conference Finals, it would have been a failure of a season for him. I'm not saying it would be a failure of an Olympics for the United States if they go out and lose to Canada, because like you said, Canada's a good team. Canada's probably the best team in this entire tournament. But if they go out and they lose to Canada, who they've had their minds on this entire time, I think it would be very disappointing.
I don't know. Look, if Florida somehow gets back in the Stanley Cup and they end up taking on that,
they got to make the playoffs first.
I know. I'm just saying in general, if that were to be the case, there's your, I guess, one up on a Canadian team again. Like yeah. I bring up the Stanley Cup because it's an American trophy at this point. It hasn't been to the States been to Canada in what, 28 years, something like that?
Yeah.
Close to 30 years.
Mid-90s, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, that's kind of how I look at it. I try not to avoid the conversation, but at the same time, silver's, it's not as good as gold, but you're making the podium.
Could be like the Canadian women's team. Did you see their reaction? They gave them like these stuffed animals.
Yeah, little stuffed animals.
And they're like, what in the hell am I going to do with this?
Well, I know in Sochi, didn't they give away something similar to that as well?
I think it's an Olympic tradition.
Yeah.
But shout out to the ladies, by the way.
I mean,
how about them?
That was
how
a fantastic
about that?
game.
What a move on that overtime goal,
Megan
too.
Keller.
Unbelievable.
She deked around the defender and then wrapped it around and slammed it home.
But Hillary Knight's deflection up front, come on now. The captain now being the most, prolific goal scorer in Olympic history for the women's.
My favorite part about that whole game was obviously they won, but they showed a scene of the coach for the United States crying his eyes out. And I was like, how can you not be romantic about the United States of America? If I won a gold medal in the Olympics, I would be the same way. I'd be hell. I was thinking about this at the Super Bowl the other day. If I got the opportunity to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl on probably America's biggest stage of the year, I wouldn't make it through. I'd cry. I mean, that whole scene with Charlie Puth where they flashed up while he was finishing the note and you see the flyover, I would have started bawling because I'd love this country so damn much.
I'm with you on that.
And I just want to see him win. I think it would be a mild disappointment if they don't get it done, but I'm rooting for him. I think we all are. If you're not, you're a traitor. Like that guy in my class that's from Minnesota, but he roots for Canada. I'm like, are you not an American citizen?
That makes no sense.
It makes me so mad.
Like-
It's not like if it's not like Canada's best player plays for the Wild or something, like maybe, but even still, it'd be so dumb.
The Wild's best player plays for
Team USA,
USA.
exactly.
his name's Quinn Hughes.
I assume that guy's a Wild fan in your class, right?
No, he's a Toronto Maple Leaf fan.
Well, even so, his captain plays for
captain
Team
plays for
USA.
us.
I also
So-
got Matt Boldy as well.
Yeah, Matt Boldy.
Let's not forget
Yeah.
about Matt Boldy either.
That's the main thing I was thinking.
I've
Yeah.
never understood this. Maybe you can help me with this. In World Cup soccer, why do people from the United States cheer against the United States? Like, do you cheer for Team Italy
I do. Yeah.
over the United States?
See, I think you can
Sort of.
cheer for both there.
Yeah.
Because, like, what are the odds USA and Italy are going to play against each other?
Well,
Right.
again,
I guess you're right.
to give a little context to my situation, born and raised in an Italian American household, my mom,
Yeah.
and all that, like that was the first thing I fell in love with was Italian soccer. So back when the U.S. was meh in the early '90s, early 2000s, mid '90s, early 2000s, it wasn't as great because Landon Donovan, Josie Altidore, Michael Bradley, they were okay.
Josie Altidore.
They
I remember
made
him.
the tournament. But Italy way back in the day, 2006, July 9th, in Berlin, Germany, one of the greatest days of my life because, one, I got to see the smiles of my grandparents' faces and my brother, and we all got to cheer and have fun, whatever. But to your point about cheering for another country minus the U.S., I think the U.S. now, when it comes to soccer, is getting there.
Yeah,
So
it's more established now.
Right. So I do cheer for both. But as of right now, I still lean a little bit towards the.
I mean, that's
Italian.
fair. Your circumstance is different from others, but
It's kind of like the Ole Miss situation. With
yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean, there are people in this country that are like, "Yeah, I'm cheering for Argentina because they've got Messi," and I'm like, "You're from Southern Florida."
yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. But as for any other American sport or any other American team, I'm cheering for them.
No, Frazier, you're completely just. If it's for one specific player, like Connor was saying, like if it's only for Messi, it's stupid in my opinion. Like I just don't understand that at all.
Yeah, like the Olympics, prime example. Like I had a distant cousin that played for Team Italy, and so I'm gonna have a little bit of bias. So I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna cheer for him
for obvious reasons. Yeah.
Also, a national champion at Providence College.
How about
FYI.
that?
There we go.
So,
Hal Gill is smiling somewhere here in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just stay away from the Canadians when they curl. Did you see that whole thing
the
with
extra
Sweden?
touch over
With-
the finger.
With the Sweden guy was so I watched it last night just because it was so funny.
The verbal exchange, yeah. Holy cow.
I mean, it was censored, but I could just hear the Canadian come out. It was funny.
I believe the women's U.S. team, they're playing the bronze medal match
Yeah,
right
they
now.
are. Well, that curling thing, that is one of the non-hockey reasons that gives me confidence for tomorrow. I think that could be good karma for the U.S.
That's
because
true.
Canada was cheating, and we know what tomorrow is the anniversary of, right? The
Yeah, it
Miracle
is.
on Ice.
Miracle.
So could it be destiny? We'll have to
could be.
see.
Mike Tirico said that yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna happen."
Either it's destiny or broadcaster's jinx.
No, one of the two. It's like calling a no hitter, and then the next pitch is a ground ball up in between the gap. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Phone and text line is driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. If you want to get involved in the conversation, coming up next, it's my time to shine. Newt's Notes right here on the program. Weekend Huddle here on 102.5 The Game.
his name and he appears. I believe in
Connor Newt.
I believe in
Newt's Notes.
The first one I ever made. We're coming up
Is
on
it really?
Yeah, I mean, we're coming up on like over a year and a half of me using these because I couldn't get my own imaging. Chase wouldn't make it for me or show me how to make it. So I was like, I'll take the easy way. And I'll just, record myself. The Shield is my favorite one. When I get my solo show, that'll be probably my theme song. But welcome back in Weekend Huddle here on 102.5 The Game. Let me quickly tell you that NASCAR action is on the Game Nashville Sports Network all season. Starting at 1 p.m. tomorrow, catch live coverage of the Auto Trader 400 on Sports Talk 830 and the Game Nashville app. Connor Newt, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton here with you. And we've got to talk about a certain coach in college basketball this week. Mick Cronin, head coach of the University of California, Los Angeles Bruins, UCLA. This guy is on another level. I'm sure everyone here listening has seen the interaction he had with a reporter, but if you haven't, we'll replay it for you. So the context is basically this, I believe it was a Michigan State reporter. Well, first, let me go back further. One of Mick Cronin's players for UCLA got a flagrant one foul. He was not ejected from the game, but Mick Cronin decided, let me make this all about me, and tossed him out of the game himself. So after the game, the UCLA got beat by 30. So a Michigan State reporter asks Mick Cronin, hey, what did you think of the environment here? Our student section obviously crippled your team. You lost by 30. Here's that interaction.
What was your thoughts in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
All right,
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the?
Do you really think I care about the other team's
No, I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the other.
Are you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody, this is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
Just to answer the question. He didn't raise his voice. Did you raise your voice at me? No, he was matching your tone. This guy, professional a-hole. So yesterday, he was asked to address the situation in front of UCLA media. He issued a quote unquote apology, and it is the most half-ass apology you've ever heard. Here's what that sounded like.
I'm trying to protect, I take it really serious. Our guys don't get texts. We're not taking guys out in the air. The brand is important to me. So, but, I was wrong. I apologize to him. That being said, the brand's important to me. So I need to dial back some of my humor, Ben. So I apologize. Sometimes I'm too candid, like, for example, talking about how bad our flight was after the NCAA tournament. I'm lucky to coach here. And my advice, I've said this to guys you get older, lose all your hair. And I have to have facial hair now because I don't want to look like Mr. Clean. But you have to realize, and I have to do a better job of this, that in this climate, you got to be careful with what you say, because I'm not here. I'm a good fit here because I know I'm not bigger than the brand. And the brand matters here. The school matters. The last thing I want to do is bring negative publicity to our school. And sometimes because it's not about me, I don't care what people think about me. I need to do a better job knowing, well, I am the coach here, and I need to make sure I don't do anything to embarrass our school. So for that, I apologize, because that I don't want. I apologize to our people. Schools, students, everybody in our community, because it's important. You get these jobs, you got to raise money, you got to be friends with donors. I mean, I believe in all that stuff. So as I tell you, I'm trying to protect our brand. I don't want our guys taking some guy out while he's in the air down 25. That's Bush League, not what happened. But the same goes for me. I got to make sure that I represent us in the right way. So that being said, we got a problem. Illinois is really good.
Sense any irony in that apology? I never want to be the forefront of negativity for this program. I know I'm not bigger than the program. Then what was this week all about, huh? You just made it all about yourself. And then he goes and basically denies that he did anything while still apologizing. I didn't take him out because I was mad at him. I took him out because of the circumstances. No, you didn't. We watched you. To use a quote, there's cameras on, dude. We saw you. I just don't understand this guy.
To have the stones to try to walk back what you did is just beyond me. You can't do that. Like you just said, you're on camera. What does this guy think this is, 1940s where everybody has a pen and paper? This is ridiculous.
Did you notice who he didn't apologize to?
That reporter?
That reporter.
Yeah.
He didn't even address that situation. And I'm sure it's a Michigan State reporter, and that's why he did it, because he knows what are they going to do. But if I'm the Michigan State reporter, to use a quote I heard from another station, what do I have to lose? I'd go after him. What's he going to do? Report you? If Mick Cronin reports you, that's probably a vote of confidence, because that means you got under this guy's skin pretty easily. And obviously, this guy's a moron. To use a Tony Atlas quote, I don't know if I can actually say that word.
No, yeah, you can't.
He's an a-hole.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go. Good save. No, yeah, seriously. What are they gonna do? They can't. He's gonna. Oh no, I'm gonna lose my access to UCLA basketball. Whatever will I do as a Michigan State reporter without my access to UCLA?
I think this guy just hates his job. I think he's there for the paycheck. I think he hates living out west. I think he hates his life in general. To which I say, if you hate your job that much, just retire. If you don't want to play in the Big Ten, retire. Someone else will jump on the opportunity to coach UCLA, because that's a historic basketball brand. And you're tarnishing it. You're tarnishing it by being a jerk. You're tarnishing it by going out and losing to Michigan State by 30 and then making yourself the victim about it.
Look, if I were him, just get out of the state of California. If you want to pay all those taxes, go ahead, because you're just ruining your life. Not tax purposes, but I'm just saying in general. You're making a bad name for yourself out west. If you want another coaching job, I'd consider looking somewhere else right now, because nobody's going to take you. You just got to find it now.
You obviously couldn't see it, but do you know what he was wearing in that apology?
I feel like a nice suit and tie.
Nope.
Really?
Hoodie and sweatpants.
Oh, that's a bad look.
That was the old either post or pre-practice presser is what that was. 100%.
I think he was told by the university, either go out there or there's going to be repercussions. And that's why it was so half-assed, and it just didn't sound authentic at all. And then he starts getting into, well, I can't grow hair on my head, so I have to grow a beard so I don't look like Mr. Clean. I was like, what are you talking about? This guy, I thought Dan Hurley was a loose cannon for UConn. At least Dan Hurley gets results. This guy doesn't get results and is an idiot.
I don't mind Dan Hurley at all. I know a lot of people hate him, but like comparing it to this, you're right, Connor. This guy, would I rather have Mr. Clean or Dan Hurley? I'll take Dan Hurley over Mr. Clean.
And when Hurley does it, a lot of times it's at least justified. Like you can at least see his point of view of it. This is just stupid.
Dan Hurley is funny because he'll just slip in swear words randomly just for the sake of saying it. Like I obviously can't repeat any of what he says on the air, but it is hilarious. I'm not a big Dan Hurley guy either, but this guy blows him out of the water. I don't know what he's trying to do. Is he trying to make UCLA media relevant, even though they're terrible and probably not going to make the tournament? I don't know. But it seems like it's something new every week with this guy. Like he's just going off on someone. We've seen him before go in his press conference and do the help me out here, Christian, Lady Vols coach.
Kim Caldwell.
Kim Caldwell.
I almost said Kelly Harper. Good job.
Do the Kim Caldwell and say,
seriously,
my players don't care. They don't want to win. We've seen him do that before. This was next level, going after reporters and then giving a half-ass speech about how he doesn't want to be the forefront of the brand, be the source of negativity. And yet, he is. So there's no stopping this guy. He's a moron. And I don't respect him. He probably wouldn't respect me hearing this, probably raising my voice at him, even though that reporter did not raise his voice whatsoever. He just matched tone. Mick Cronin attacked that guy, and he hasn't addressed it, and I don't think he will address it, and that's really unfortunate.
We should accuse each other of raising our voice at each other the rest of the show.
I'm going to do that for the rest of my life.
Fun. Did you just raise your voice at me?
No, dude, there's cameras around here.
I think the this is all on camera is my favorite part of the whole thing. As if that's not an obvious statement. Like, what are you talking about?
It's more implied than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he said at one point, he was like, I'd like to give you kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked. And if you listen in the background, you hear the porter go, oh, yeah, I'll take it. And then Big Crota goes, oh, you should. And then that's when the whole thing
Rage bait successful.
I mean, he absolutely rage baited. I mean, it was hilarious. 615-737-102. What are you doing?
Check. Like off the checklist.
I thought you were drawing a star.
No, I'm not drawing a star. Don't want to do that.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. If you want to rant about Mick Cronin with me, I think I've released all my Mick Cronin demons. I feel better now. But this guy is a loose cannon, and he should not be involved in college basketball. Coming up next, though, to start hour number 2, we'll get into the weekend poll question. You still got about 15 minutes to vote, and I am very shocked by the results of this poll. Which Olympic sport is better, hockey or basketball? We'll get to the results coming up next to start off hour number 2 of the Weekend Huddle here on 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2 of the weekend huddle here on 102.5 The Game. Connor Newton, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton with you on this fine Saturday morning, broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game National Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. And as we do on every Saturday to start hour number 2, we react to the results of the weekend poll. You still got about 12 minutes to vote. I left it open because I was riding in on 2 wheels today, and I didn't want to do specific times. But our question today, which Olympic sport is better, hockey or basketball? As we stand right now, through 25 votes, 95.5% of people say Olympic hockey is better than basketball. And I will argue with you because I personally, maybe it's because I'm basketball Benny over here, but I enjoy basketball more than I do the hockey. I love both. Absolutely adore both of these sports. But when Olympic basketball players try like they did last year or the last Olympics, it's incredible basketball to watch. Hockey, they're always going to try. And it's a fantastic product, and it's my favorite thing on TV right now. But basketball Benny over here, I just enjoy the basketball a little bit more than I do the hockey. Just because I like that sport better.
I will say I did pick hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey is definitely the sport for me. Basketball just doesn't move the needle. I mean, church basketball, I wish there'd be somebody in this world that would just find time out of their day and invest into audio and video equipment, set it up at a outdoor church basketball court, and start a
mic those kids up.
No, seriously, and start a church basketball league where people can watch that. That is more entertaining to me than professional basketball. No offense.
Can we gamble on 10-year-old basketball?
That I don't think is legal, and that just sounds immoral. I don't know.
I'll take Johnny plus the 10.5.
No, I'm just saying that would be more entertaining because it's amateur basketball. You don't know what's going to happen. Whereas you see in professional basketball, yeah, you have the Steph Currys of the world that shoot a 50-foot three-pointer or whatever that is, the Globetrotter shot, as I like to call it. And you got LeBron that's always going to be surrounded by a bunch of good players in USA basketball. Like that's how I look at Olympic basketball, unfortunately.
I think it's just because I enjoy the sport more than hockey.
Yeah,
I love hockey. Yeah, hockey's honestly, it's basketball at 1, football at 2, and then baseball and hockey. I flip-flop based on the season at 3. But I think I just enjoy basketball a little bit more. But that's not to discredit hockey. I have absolutely loved the Olympics this year. I love watching. Hell, we work in hockey, so how can you not be romantic about it?
Flagship station, baby.
Yeah.
I have a cop-out answer.
Okay.
It's hockey with NHL players. Without NHL players, it's basketball.
Bingo.
That's my answer.
Bingo.
Then what's basketball without NBA players?
We don't know. We never seen
We don't
it.
that. Yeah. I mean, well, we've seen it to a
seen it.
degree, just not as because we've never seen it with no NBA players, but we've seen it to an extreme, like to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like last summer was awesome, obviously, with LeBron's probably last run with Team USA and everything. Because France actually did give the US a run for their money for sure. Victor
Canada.
balled out, yeah.
So did Canada. Here's my argument, my counter argument to basketball. We could argue that Olympic basketball has reached its peak already. That 92 season with the Dream Team, Jordan, Magic, Bird, Barkley, David Robinson, you name it. They were on there. Christian Laettner, who was on there for some reason, and I hate that man to this day.
My namesake. I'm kidding, Mom. Don't get mad at me.
Anyways, I would argue that Olympic hockey is growing and growing and growing, and the addition of re-edition of NHL players is only going to help it from here. I'm worried that they're going to take it away now that, the whole Kevin Fiala situation where he snapped his leg, and then Sidney Crosby, who I think will play tomorrow. But I right now, I just prefer basketball to Olympic hockey.
They'll never take NHL players out of the Olympics.
I don't think the NHL likes it.
Well, it's too bad. There's too much money to be had in that situation, man. Like you've already, again, this kind of opens up to the college football with NIL. You've already opened up Pandora's box, allowing these players to play in the Olympics.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can't go back now. But
they have before.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. Remember that was it 2014 was the last time we've had
because 18 and 22 were both no NHL guys, right?
And it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was boring.
It was very
again, you see the TV ratings and the money that came into that. Not a lot compared to what we have now.
I am curious to see the ratings for tomorrow's game.
I mean, it's going to be on in Canada, United States and everywhere across the world. I mean, those are the two top tier
I mean,
TV
you
markets.
know, every sports household in this country is going to be on that game.
Yeah.
Every sports household in their country is going to be on that game.
Matthew Kachuk even mentioned it. He goes, look, come 7 a.m. and local time in the United States, everybody's television is going to be on this Canada
Time
United
stops.
States. Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing. I mean, we're going to wake up, we're going to watch it, and we're going to go to work.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. But I mean, maybe I'm just, someone call in and prove me wrong. 615-737-1025. Maybe I'm just basketball Benny, but I just personally enjoy the basketball a little bit more than the hockey.
I think he's being a little basketball Benny, just a little bit, man. Like,
do you know where I got basketball Benny from?
I was just about to ask, and I think I might know, but go ahead.
It's former coach.
Oh,
Current coach, actually. A former coach of mine. His name's John Calipari.
I thought you were going to say like Benny the Bull, like the Bulls mascot for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was like, yeah, maybe that's where it was from.
Dustin in Hopkinsville says neither. It's women's bobsledding, hands down. Listen, bobsledding is no sport in the Olympics gives me more anxiety than bobsledding.
Curling, I saw they're going to do like a curling league, and it's courtesy of like George Kittle and I think Jared Allen. They're all a part of like starting a curling league for television purposes.
That is the most George Kittle thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm all for that. Curling's fantastic. It's a mixture of, again, follow me on this, a mixture of billiards, pool, that is, darts, cornhole, and I guess you could say ice hockey, sort of, because it's on ice.
It's got Nick Frazier written all over it, is what he's saying.
It's just a fun sport. It's something that's entertaining. It's something, obviously, it's obscure. It's different. Like, again, I don't mind the normal sports of basketball, football, hockey, so forth. Give me something that's going to shake up the menu a little bit. Give me something I can get for $8.99 instead of $20 to eat at a restaurant. That's what curling is right now. That's why the Olympics is so special, is because you have all these obscure sports that you don't hear until every 4 years comes around. That's why the Olympics are so special.
Are those just normal shoes they wear?
No, they're ice shoes.
Yeah,
because I've been wondering watching that the last few days. Like, obviously they're not skates, so
there's a new place in Nashville. I can't remember what it's called.
It's been around. T-Line.
T-Line.
Yeah, it's been around
where you can go curling. My sister did it the other day, and she said it's a blast. Yeah. So I kind of want to try it, just because I think it would be funny. And I can't skate, so.
They're more platform shoes. It's not really,
kind of like an ice version of a bowling shoe, almost, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I
bowling
just think
shoes, spot on. Yeah.
The way that they skate away is hilarious to me.
Yeah, they have a little.
They look like they're limping, but it's funny.
If I was like Swiffer Sweeper, I would be all over that.
Swiffer Sweeper.
Yeah, as advertisement, I'd be all over that. George Kittle, you're welcome. So there you go.
He might be listening. He's a local. Well, I think he's in Milan.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I had a buddy of mine listening in Argentina last Saturday. So
was he cheering for Forsberg and Sweden in the U.S.?
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
They actually mentioned on the broadcast too. Funny enough.
I know it.
He was wearing WWE attire. So
was he really? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he's wearing a Stone Cold shirt.
That didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I don't know. That must have been a really tough moral crossroads for him. Do I cheer for my best friend or my country? And it's country every single time.
We all know he bleeds red.
White and blue.
Yeah, red, white, and blue.
Well, he bleeds 49ers red.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, his color scheme doesn't, fit with the Sweden color scheme.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. Phone and text lines driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Let's go to Edward on our phone line, who's been waiting very patiently. Edward, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
The game tomorrow, 7 a.m. between U.S. and Canada, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm red, white, and blue all the way through, but I'm telling you that Canada – is Sidney Crosby going to be playing tomorrow? Do you know?
It's up in the air right now, but I would imagine he's probably going to play.
Best player in the world. There's just too many kids from November to April playing on frozen ponds up there in Canada. That's all they do is hockey. Eat, live, and breathe it. The world is watching right now. Just the friction that there's been this past year with Canada and the U.S., I think that's got a little bit to do with it. But the ratings will be through the roof. Just want to get you. I just tuned in a few minutes ago. Have y'all made any predictions yet on Canada or the U.S.?
Yeah, we talked about it a lot in the first hour. I don't think we've outright made predictions. I would probably, unfortunately, pick Canada to win the game, but of course, red, white, and blue, true. So I'm hoping they'll find a way to get it done.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it. I believe that, I'm going to cheer. My heart says U.S., but my brain says if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would go with Canada. I just think there's just too many components there and too much world experience, I guess. So anyway, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Edward. Appreciate the call. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one tomorrow, though. I do think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be an ass whooping by Canada.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be a back and forth game. Either it's going to be like a 2-1 game or it's going to be a 4-3 game. I just feel it. Because it's either going to be a mirage of goals or it's just going to be a stalemate chess match.
Who do you think is going to score a goal for the U.S.? We did this on DVD yesterday.
Yeah, David was talking to me about that for the show. That's tough. I would go for the U.S. Let's go Dylan Larkin.
Oh,
let's go.
Had one yesterday.
Yeah, I think he's going to catch a little hot streak. And then for Team Canada, is that a?
No, it's that dog that broke loose during the skiing and crossed the finish line, and the whole crowd popped for him. It's hilarious.
I love it. As for Team Canada, I will go Cale Makar.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yesterday for the U.S., I picked Tage Thompson. I like his odds of getting in.
Yeah.
I mean, who am I to pick against Big Jesus?
Yeah. I just like
as far as goal scoring.
Right. I just like the off the beaten path picks.
I mean, we did take it to the bank yesterday, and everyone across the board picked USA, but I think I'm a bit more realistic about it than the other three.
Yeah, I am as patriotic as the man next to me, but it's just.
I mean, if you pick against them, you're a traitor to this country, right?
Right. You like maple syrup over barbecue sauce is what it sounds like.
I mean, I definitely think Canada's the favorite, but in years past, it probably felt like 80-20. I think it's a lot closer to like 55-45 or like 60-40 for
it's
sure.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
It's a tight line. 615-737-1025 is the phone number.
One tidbit from Elliot Friedman. Sidney Crosby skated today. There's a chance he plays tomorrow. Quote, game time decision.
Okay. I would lean towards him probably getting on the ice tomorrow. Coming up next, we'll switch gears a little bit. It is a massive, massive day in college basketball today. We have potential Final Four previews.
Oh, boy.
On the air today. So we'll get into some of that coming up next, right here on the Weekend Huddle. Connor Newton, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton here with you on 102.5 The Game. Robbie and Rexroad does live here, and you can hear that every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. Forget a talk break, did we?
We might have, yeah.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. Welcome back in Weekend Huddle here on 102.5 The Game. Connor Newton, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton doing his best to produce back there. We're proud of you. Just
thank you. I am doing my best.
don't
Thank
ever
you.
let that happen again on
Yes,
my
sir.
show.
Yes, sir.
Nah,
And also, do not ever bring me back up before the top of the hour.
You raising your voice at me?
Are you? Yeah, I'm raising my voice.
I think he's raising his voice at both of us.
I'm just repeating what a podcaster said to me one time. It was, hope he's doing well though. Anyways, college basketball today. Big time matchups today. We got number 1 Michigan taking on number 3 Duke and number 2 Houston taking on number 4 Arizona. Final Four implications, perhaps. Obviously, we don't know the answer to that because we haven't seen the bracket yet. But these are the 4 top teams in the nation, and they're playing each other today. And of course, Tennessee and Vanderbilt are playing today as well, which is another big time matchup. But I mean, we'll start with Michigan and Duke. Have you done enough deep dive into both of these teams? Have you watched enough to know what you're getting yourself into?
I believe so. I mean, look, Michigan and Duke are some of the top teams in the nation, especially Duke. One of them, they beat Syracuse, this past week or last week by like 40?
Yeah. I mean, Syracuse, one of the worst teams in Power 4 maybe, which blows my mind that Tennessee lost to them, but also hilarious to me. Anyways, I would pick Duke in this one. I think Duke, they're playing in a neutral site, which if you're playing Duke in the non-conference, you're probably either playing in Cameron Indoor or playing at a neutral site. They won't go to you, which is crazy to me. Michigan, I think, is a very, very streaky team. I think if they're hitting their shots the way they're supposed to, they're hitting the outside ball, they're cutting inside and getting to the goal, they can beat anyone in the nation, and they've proven that. But if they're not, particularly against a good team like Duke, I think it's going to come back to bite them. And I think they're going to have to match up against Cam Boozer today, and I don't think they match up well against him. So I would probably pick Duke in this one. I don't think Duke is legit like a national title contender like they are, but I don't, if you were to ask me, do you think Duke will win a national championship? I would say absolutely not, because I think they'll run into someone down the line that just has a better game than them. That's what they do every year. So that is definitely the matchup I'm looking forward to the most today, though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously so. 1 and 3 in the nation. Those are 2 of the best teams, like I alluded to before. But I don't know. That matchup, I would lean Duke just because of how quick they can score. And again, Michigan, they looked good against Purdue this past week, but yet just didn't really – it didn't have it for me yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They look like they're about to run them out of the gym by 30, and then they just took their foot off the pedal.
Yeah. And with John Shire at the helm for Duke, it's just different. I think they understand the magnitude of winning basketball games. And I'm not saying Michigan doesn't. It's just the what's the right word I'm trying to look for? The resume and the history that is involved with Duke basketball.
The pageantry.
Yes, the pageantry. I think they step up to the occasion when it's needed. And as for Michigan, I don't know. It might be a one-off.
That was something Joe brought up yesterday on your show. Was guys today that hit the portal and come to these schools don't understand the meaning behind the brand.
Yeah.
I would respectfully disagree with that heavily. I think guys that transfer to these schools like Duke and North Carolina and Kentucky and Kansas, they understand the meaning of that brand. They wouldn't go there if they didn't. I mean, obviously the paycheck is a little bit to convince them by, but I think they understand that that name you wear across the chest is important. There is a massive, massive fan base behind that name you have on the chest. And like you said, I think Duke is bought in. I think they're bought into the program. I think they're bought into Coach Shire. I think they're a good team. I don't think they're going to win a national championship, but I do think they're a really good team, and I think they'll get the win today.
I think in the context of what Joe was talking about yesterday, it was more of the Vandy-Tennessee rivalry, but I know what you're saying, obviously, because Duke and North Carolina and Kansas, those are all massive, brands. But to me, I agree with Joe in the sense of when you look at Vandy and Tennessee, both those teams went through like downslopes of ruts that they just weren't good basketball teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring in a guy like Rick Barnes to just resurge the Tennessee basketball program. You bring in a guy like Mark Byington, who seems to be the right guy for the future of this program.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have something again. And you wonder if it's been too long of the time to know if these guys really are playing for the rivalry or they're playing for their own career and their own money when it comes to that.
I think that's part of the problem with Kentucky right now is you have a few guys that are really bought into the brand. Your coach is definitely bought into the brand, although I don't think he's necessarily the right coach for the job right now. But I think there are a number of guys on that team that are bought in on themselves and bought in on their NBA draft stock or the NIL paycheck they're getting. That's not a good recipe for success. And, guys need to locate the best guys for the blowout of their team. 615-737-1025. Jeff on our text line says, when playing Duke, you're always 2 players short on the floor. I would argue 3. There's a couple of guys that wear white and black that like to sway in the direction of the Duke whistle. But regardless, I mean, Duke's still a good team. They always have a home whistle when they follow them, but they're a good team. Anyways, the other matchup today that I think we need to talk about, number 2, number 4, Arizona. The Big 12 is just loaded this year in basketball. I mean, these 2 teams, BYU is good. Iowa State is good. There's a big one I'm missing. Kansas is good. So the Big 12, we can talk about this in a little bit, but they might be the new conference to beat in college basketball. But as far as this matchup is concerned, Arizona needs a get right game. They're down. They lost 2 games in a row last week and somehow only dropped 3 spots, which I don't quite understand. But Houston is also down. They lost to Iowa State in Hilton Magic, which they call it, which is phenomenal to watch. This is going to be a battle till the end. At Houston, I would probably lean in the direction of the Cougars, but don't count out Arizona. I think Koa Pete, their star freshman, is going to play today, and it's part of the reason they lost 2 last week is they didn't have him. So I would lean Houston, but don't count out Arizona.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, and you look at Arizona, the last couple games, they've all been ranked matchups. You lose to Kansas, you lose to Texas Tech, and then you get a bounce back win against BYU. Again, a top 25 ranking win at 23, but then you come up against a number 2 ranked Houston. You wonder if they have righted their wrongs. And that's again, you look at a team in Arizona that I think understands they've had to go up a giant mountain to climb. And then going up against Houston, I think they'll be ready for the test. I see this being an upset today.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to look at the line. I would assume Houston is favored because they're the home team. And the home team always gets a 1.5 point handicap or something
a little
like that.
favorite or something.
Let's see. Houston by 5.5. Wow. And then Michigan is favored by 2.5, which I understand that. But
I wonder if there's an injury or some sorts.
Maybe Koa Pete's not playing today.
Maybe.
Houston by 5. Wow. Whoa, it's just gone up. 6.5, according to DraftKings.
Wow.
So Houston by 6.5. That's wild to think about. But we have a big game in the state of Tennessee today. Down the street in Memorial Gymnasium. The Vols and the Doors doing battle for the first of 2 times this year. Something tells me today that there's going to be a little bit of Memorial magic going on. I just feel that, contrary to what Joe was talking about yesterday, Vanderbilt is bought in on this rivalry. Tennessee is bought in on this rivalry. And I think it's going to come down to the wire. The key for Vanderbilt is knocking down the 3 ball. The key for Tennessee is hammering in the paint because Vanderbilt doesn't have the bigs to defend the paint like Tennessee does. But if Vanderbilt's hitting their shots from outside, I see Memorial magic in the future today.
Who needs the game more?
I would argue they're both pretty. I mean,
that's a really good question.
Neither are desperate. They're both going to make the tournament, I think.
But both could really use a win today.
Yeah. Both could really use a win to get on the right track. And this is a very important game for SEC tournament seeding. So I don't know. That's a great question, Frazier. It's a matter of who wants it more, obviously. That's what it is in sports.
Because they're both even just about in SEC rankings. Well, not rankings, but scheduling. 9-4, 8-5.
Yeah.
One of those teams is obviously going to need it more than the other, but I mean, Vandy being ranked.
Tennessee is in like a 4-way log jam for second place in the SEC. I think they're technically 4th just because of tiebreakers, but they have the same record as 2 other teams. So if they want to hit that upper echelon of seeding and try and get that double bye, today is a very important day to do that.
I think I would argue. Sorry,
No, you're fine.
I think I would argue that Vandy needs it more, just because if you're Tennessee, you get Vandy again in Knoxville at the end of the season too, so you can always make up for it there.
Yeah.
And if you're Vandy, obviously, if you lose today, you don't have to try to make up for it in Knoxville, because that's obviously not an easy thing to do. Just like it's not going to be an easy thing for Tennessee to win a national day.
It's an easy thing for Mark Pope, apparently.
It's no, yeah, that's the only team that has no problems winning in Thompson Bowling Arena, no matter
how bad
good
the team or the coach
yes.
is. Yep.
And it's the same thing with Vandy and at Tennessee at Vandy. No matter how bad Vandy is or how good Tennessee is, it's always a tough game. So, and obviously Vandy's very good this year. So
I fondly remember, I think it was a game where Conzo Martin went into Vanderbilt and got beat, and it was a terrible Vanderbilt team. I can't remember. I feel like that happened, or maybe it was the guy before Conzo.
Oh, Donnie Tyndall.
Yeah, Donnie Tyndall, who looked like a pug, according to Joe Dubin.
What a time of my life that was.
Donnie Tyndall.
Donnie Tyndall. I did not think we were going to get a Donnie Tyndall reference on this show today. How about that? Hey, I will say, you mentioned it's funny, Tennessee lost to Syracuse. And you said, I have no idea how it happened. I have no idea how Tennessee beat Houston. How did that happen? True. That's the other side of the coin. How did Tennessee beat Houston?
And then your other big win was over Louisville, and that looks worse and worse every day for some reason.
Yep.
College basketball, ladies and gentlemen, the most unpredictable of sports. 615-737-1025 is the phone number if you want to get involved in the conversation. Coming up next, I want to go on the broader scale of college basketball. Based on what we saw last year and what we're seeing this year from the SEC, has the SEC been disappointing? Or better yet, have they been dethroned as the kings of conference college basketball? We'll get to that on the other side here on the program. Connor Newton, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton here with you on the Weekend Huddle on 102.5 The Game. Oh, yeah. I mean, we got to let this one breathe a little bit.
Welcome to Singing with Connor Newt.
I love Chicago. Peter Cetera, Chicago. I mean, this is phenomenal content right here. Welcome back in Weekend Huddle here on 102.5 The Game. Connor Newt, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton, and Peter Cetera here with you, talking about a little bit of college basketball. So I want to pose a philosophical question for you, Nick Frazier and Christian. Based on what we've seen last year with the SEC, an all-time great run for a conference, 14 teams get into March Madness. The conference in general just looks unbeatable throughout the year for other conferences. Then we get to this year, and it looks like they have taken a massive, massive step back. Is this just a one-off year for the SEC? They have been disappointing, in my opinion. Is this just a one-off year for the SEC, and they'll be back on top? Or has the Big 12 taken control as the new kings of conference basketball?
I think as time rolls on with NIL and just the new landscape of college athletics, we're going to start to see the old school way of how conferences used to rule certain sports. Like the Big 12 and the ACC used to kind of really run all college basketball in a roundabout way.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of still do. But as for the SEC, when they were monopolizing all of sports in the, I'd say, middle of the 2000s, like the 2010s to now the 2020s, I don't think this is a one-off. I think this is something that's consistent. I think the Big 12 is here to stay to be the top dog going forward.
The Big 12 is very, very top heavy.
Yeah.
But the top teams at that conference are top of the top. The SEC, I mean, I could make the argument for the Big 12 that I could see 3 or 4 of those teams winning a national championship.
Right.
I don't think I can see any this year in the SEC winning it. Maybe Florida, but that's about the best I could do. I don't think Arkansas is capable of doing it. I don't think Alabama. Definitely don't think Tennessee or Kentucky. Unfortunately, I don't think Vanderbilt is capable of getting to that level yet. I could see him as like a Sweet 16 team, but the Big 10 or the Big 10's good too. But
yeah,
Big 12, I mean, I could see Kansas doing it. I could see Arizona. I could see Houston. I could see, who am I missing here? There's
Iowa State.
Yeah. I think there's like 3 or 4 teams there that I think are capable of winning home the big one. I don't think the SEC's been dethroned just yet. I'll give them time to breathe. We'll see how it looks next year, because that's the good thing about college athletics is it's a yearly basis. It's not a, you get this guy. It's not the old guard anymore. You get this guy for 4 years and, you can't get someone to replace him instantly. No, this is different with NIL and the transfer portal. Teams could look much better, much quicker. And we could see that happen very easily in the SEC. But to counter argue that, the same could happen in the Big 12.
Right.
Houston could reload up and be just as good this year, or just as good next year as they were this year. BYU could load up a non-traditional power, mind you. BYU loaded up this year, got DeBonsta, the best freshman in the country, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to win a national championship, but I think they could beat a lot of the SEC teams. So I think as of right now, I'm going to chalk this up to a one-off year for the SEC, and we'll see how it goes in the offseason for them, how recruiting goes, how the portal goes, and overall how they look next season. But if this continues next year, I think I'm ready to crown the Big 12 as the current reigning king of the conference.
Now, let me ask you this, Connor. You're basing this off of best conference to conference, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because
no, not like team to team. Like,
well, but
if we were to compare the top team in the Big 12 and the top team in the SEC, I would probably take the top team in the Big 12.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. So when I say this, I'm not talking about you directly, but I'm just saying in general. Like, say if Florida goes and wins the national championship again, people would say, "Oh, the SEC is the better conference." That's what the national narrative would be.
I don't agree with that.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get to is, are people basing it now off of the national champion of that year, and then they're categorizing that conference being the best of the best, or would categorizing the conference itself and regular season play into their conference championship being the best of the best?
I'm looking at this from the perspective of depth.
Okay.
Which conference has more depth? I think from top to bottom, the SEC has more depth, but I think the Big 12 is probably the better conference this year.
Gotcha.
I think the Big 12 has the better heavy hitters in Houston, Iowa State, Kansas, Arizona. The SEC, I mean, Florida's good. I don't know if they're as good as they were last year, but that's the fun in March Madness is once a team hits their stride at the right time, it's like baseball. If you're hitting hot at the right time, you got a really good chance at winning a championship. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Again, I'm not ready to crown the Big 12 as the king of the conferences in basketball just yet. I'll give it another year, see how offseason goes, see how recruiting and portal goes for the SEC and for the Big 12 as well.
Right.
But I think it is downward trending right now for the SEC. I don't think there's any disputing that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Again, I don't think it's a one-off thing. I think the Big 12 is here to stay as the top dog of college basketball. And if it's not the Big 12, it's the ACC. We're looking at.
I would argue Big 10 over ACC.
Really?
I mean,
Okay.
the Big 10,
Well,
right?
yeah, that's fair.
Michigan, Illinois, Purdue, Iowa's pretty good.
That's fair.
Nebraska ball is emerging. I would argue the Big 10 is better than the ACC. I think the ACC is probably the worst of the power conferences right now.
Really, behind the SEC?
I would argue that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, the ACC's got North Carolina, who's lost their best player.
Right.
Duke, Louisville, who has been trending downward all season. That's about it. I mean, SMU, I guess maybe you could throw in there, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Virginia.
I'll go with that then. I'll take your word on that. That does sound about.
And this is all subjective. Like
Right.
this is just my opinion, but
right.
that's what I would put it as.
That's fair. I just again, the SEC is always going to compete in whatever sport they're going to be in, but I just don't see them as a top dog in college basketball going forward. Because again,
it's a fair argument.
The NIL has even the playing field for a lot of conferences and a lot of teams across the nation. And you could include Vanderbilt into one of those. I mean, look
absolutely.
At football. They're one of the top teams that was left out of the college football playoff. I mean, they had a true case for it. You look at college basketball. Now they have Mark Byington. You have the financial compensation to back that. You have a good ball club now. And again, it's back to where it was way back in the day.
And this is where NIL is good.
Right.
It can build across all sports. It can build good teams very quickly. You mentioned Vanderbilt. I mentioned Nebraska ball. That's a team that is a traditional terrible basketball program.
Right.
And they've emerged. And they're capable. I don't think they'll win a national championship, but they're capable of doing some damage in March. I think if the SEC wants to be back on top, I mean, I don't think they're on top this year, but if they want to be continued to be known as the king of the conferences, they're going to have to invest in that. They're going to have to invest in, hey, we are the top program in the or the top conference in the nation. If you were in the portal, you need to come to one of our programs because that's where greatness is. It just means more in the SEC, as they say. So I think as of right now, no, I think as a whole, the SEC is probably the king of the conferences over a year span. But on this day, what is it, February 21st, 2026, I believe the Big 12 is a better basketball conference this season than the SEC is. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Coming up next, we'll wrap it up, get to some of your final thoughts, and, of course, play our favorite game here on the program. Where Are They Now? Connor Newton, Nick Frazier, Christian Skelton here with you on 1025 The Game. Final segment here on a Saturday on Weekend Huddle 102.5 The Game. Connor Newton, Christian Skelton, Nick Frazier here with you on this Saturday morning. And as we wrap things up here on the program, you hear the music. The Gap Band playing the Washed anthem. We are ready to go here for Where Are They Now? Of course, we just go around the room, list career paths of former or current players. The points don't matter, and it's all just for fun. So here we go. We ready to go, boys?
Let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
All right. I'll start us off today because I'm actually ready for it. We're going to go to the world of basketball, my world. This player, drafted by the Detroit Pistons, then to the San Antonio Spurs, then to the Chicago Bulls, Los Angeles Lakers, and finished his NBA career with the Dallas Mavericks. This is the longest amount of silence we've ever had on this game.
Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler's your answer. You got what's your answer?
I almost said Tyson Kidd.
Tyson
I
Kidd.
combined two people. Jason Kidd.
You are both going to kick yourself because this man won 3 championships with the Chicago Bulls. At power forward, number 96, Dennis Rodman. Or no, he wasn't 96.
91.
91.
Yeah. Dennis Rodman. I was just thinking about
Duh.
it. Idiots.
I messed
Anyways.
it up.
Proceed. Whoever wants to go next.
Okay, I'll go next.
Oh.
I'm
go ahead.
also going to the hardwood.
Okay.
So this man started his career with the Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets,
Russell Westbrook.
Brooklyn Nets,
Oh, no.
Philadelphia 76ers, Los Angeles Clippers, Cleveland Cavaliers. Good guess, though.
Well, I guess my guess is gone because I did the Family Feud thing and just answered before the question was done.
Matthew Dellavedova.
Not quite.
What a poll right there.
That was a very good pool. That's more of a pool than this is, honestly. Do you have another guess, Connor?
Give me the teams again because I heard Thunder and Rockets.
No, yeah, and then it said you just assume. Thunder, Rockets, Nets, 76ers, Clippers, Cavs.
The Beard.
The Beard
It's
himself.
James Harden.
Mr.
Yeah.
James Harden.
Forgot. That's all right. All right. On here, we have, let's go to the hardwood, staying here. Let's see. Went to college at Iowa Central Community College, Morehead State. And then a list of coaching list here. Iowa Central as an assistant, St. Catherine's Junior College, LSU as an assistant, Idaho as an assistant, MTSU as an associate head coach from 2002 to 2006, Morehead State, Southern Miss, Tennessee, Raptors.
I know who it is. Keep going, though.
Raptors 905 as an assistant, Grand Rapids Drive in 2020. And then he is currently at Chippewa College.
Is it who we mentioned earlier?
It is Mr. Donnie Tyndall. You know,
Donnie
what gave it away for me is Morehead because one of my former coaches in high school was on that staff with him at Morehead, funny enough. So
Really?
shout out Coach Wortman. Yeah.
That's good.
Donnie Tyndall,
I thought
who looks like Josh Heupel did Ozempic. All right.
That's good.
We're going to go to the diamond for this next one. St. Louis Cardinals, Milwaukee Brewers, Seattle Mariners, Los Angeles Dodgers.
St. Louis Cardinals. What was that second team?
Milwaukee Brewers.
Milwaukee Brewers.
I don't think it's right, but I'll just go ahead and say it because I can't name anybody else. Tommy Edman.
Yeah, it's not Tommy Edman.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't right. That was just the only guy I could think of that played for the Cardinals and the
Same
Dodgers.
position, though.
That wasn't
Same
Pujols.
position.
Sort of. Edmund's more of a utility guy, but
Yeah. So is Brennan Donovan, too. Now is currently playing with the Dodgers or no longer is playing?
he retired in 2023.
Retired in 23. Middle infielder. Colton Wong?
Look at you go.
Yeah.
It is
What a
Colton
pull.
Wong.
Wow.
That's right.
It is Colton Wong. He's with the Cardinals for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then it was with the Brewers for 2 years. And then his last year, he was with the Mariners and then traded to the Dodgers. 2-time Gold Glover, though. Went to a World Series. Didn't win it, but went there. All right. Who's next?
On the hardwood once again.
It's
It's rare for me to have two basketball guys, but this guy started his career with the Hawks, then to the Celtics, 76ers, Thunder, Celtics again,
this is
and now the Golden State Warriors.
This is the epitome of the washed anthem. It is Mr. Al Horford.
Yes, it is. The Florida Gator himself.
I mean, I just see his face every time I hear that song. You all right there? Did you break that mic?
No, the mic was coming undone. I was trying to fix it before it fell. So sorry about that.
So these are justified Rex roads when it's happened.
Yeah.
To save the mic stand. Yeah.
Every time I fix it, I put this all the way up top. So when people grab it, it slowly goes down.
Well,
yeah.
It's not your fault. You do what you can around here, you know?
Thank you. All right, back to the diamond. St. Louis Cardinal, Tampa Bay Ray, Baltimore Oriole, Chicago Cub.
Okay. This is going to be a poll here. Is this Dexter Fowler?
No, it's not.
Yeah, because didn't Fowler go Cubs, then Cardinals?
Correct.
Yeah.
Then retired.
That was a good guess, though. Good guess.
Yeah, it's a poll.
Current player.
Current player?
I'll give you another try.
Currently plays for the Cubs.
Yes.
Give them to me one more time. I'm sorry.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay.
Baltimore Orioles. Chicago Cub.
Okay.
You'll know this.
It's a pitcher, right?
Not a pitcher.
Okay. Man.
Any guesses, Christian?
Just because on my road to the show right now, who I'm trying to get ahead of, because I'm in AAA and he's in the majors, Michael Busch. I have no idea.
Oh, so close. He is an outfielder, though.
Am I going to kick myself here?
Dylan Carlson.
Oh, my. He's a Cub?
Yeah, I never would have got that, to be honest. I don't feel too bad about that.
I knew he was a Ray because they shopped him off a couple years ago. He's a Cub now?
Yeah, I remember he played in Baltimore for a while. I was like, all right, well, now Chicago.
All right. Back to the gridiron. Or I don't think we've gone to the gridiron yet.
Not yet.
First gridiron of the day, surprisingly. Drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, then to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and finished in the CFL with the Edmonton Eskimos. Played college at Georgia Tech.
Wide receiver.
Defensive player.
Defensive player. Notable defensive player.
All ACC player. He's going to be really mad if he doesn't.
Drafted by who?
Minnesota Vikings.
Is that our tribal chief?
Is it Roman Reigns?
It's our tribal chief, Joe. What's his actual
Joe
name? And I never know how to say
it. It is
that
the
last
tribal
name.
chief, Roman Reigns.
Wow. He played at Georgia Tech.
Where was the other teams besides the Vikings again?
He was a Jag.
That's right. See, I always forget him and Brock both play for the Vikings because that just doesn't compute for me for whatever reason.
Brock with the greatest number in the history of football. Only fitting for him. He was number 69. So there's a tidbit of information.
Of course.
Yeah, but Roman Reigns, known Edmonton Eskimo.
Edmonton Eskimo. I had no idea he even went to the CFL. So I learned something.
I didn't
new
either. I
today.
just looked it up. All right, go ahead.
I'm also going to the gridiron. This man was drafted in the second round in 2014 by the Philadelphia Eagles. Then he went to the Bills, the Patriots, back to the Eagles, the 49ers, back to the Eagles again, then back to the 49ers again, and then to the Panthers.
LaShawn McCoy.
Not quite.
No.
Oh.
For another hint, he was drafted out of Vanderbilt University.
Oh.
Did you say he played for the Titans?
He did not.
That's not Michael Pruitt.
It's a running back.
It's a wide receiver.
It's a wide receiver. You said that. I'm sorry. I know who it is.
I'm dumb, so go ahead.
Jordan Matthews.
Great job, Mr. Frazier.
Yeah.
Great job.
Because he transitioned to being a tight end when he went to Carolina.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
The more you know. The more you know.
What
Well,
a
all right.
legend.
Staying on the football field, in between the hashes, Atlanta Falcons, drafted in the second round. Atlanta Falcons, Green Bay Packers, New York Jets, Minnesota Vikings.
Currently with the Vikings?
No. Drafted
Oh, I
in-
know who this is.
Uh-huh.
This is Brett Favre.
Is that your final answer?
Why do you look at me when asking if it was the final answer?
Well, I was asking, is it your final answer?
Oh,
as
yeah,
well?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay,
I-
yeah, it is Brett
I,
Favre.
I was looking. I was like, wait, I didn't say that. yeah. I always forget the Falcon stint.
Yeah. It's
That
very,
kind of throws you off.
very brief.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, how about that?
I think we got time for another round in us here, ladies and gents.
one more.
Just one more. The lightning round.
Yeah, that out time's flexible, so whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Well, it's just ESPN radio.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go as long as we want. So in that case, please stand by, ladies and gentlemen, as I give you our final player from me. We're going to go back to the gridiron here. Tennessee Titans, Las Vegas Raiders, Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders.
Can you give me those teams one more time?
Tennessee Titans, Las Vegas Raiders, Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders.
Our king, Marcus Mariota.
It is Marcus Mariota. Mariota. I always get mad when people say Mariota.
Mario.
It's
Did
Mario.
I say which one did I say?
It's okay.
Mariota.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not Super Mario. It's Super Mario.
I'm sorry.
All right. Go for it.
All right. Going to the ice.
Ooh.
Philadelphia Flyers, Florida Panthers, some team from Europe I don't feel like pronouncing, and the Ottawa Senators.
Current player?
You know, his Wikipedia is really not. Yeah, it looks like it's current player. I think. I'm like 90% sure. His Wikipedia is not being very clear, but I'm 90% sure he currently plays for the Senators.
Who plays for Ottawa that I'm just escaping my brain?
I almost said Vlad Tarasenko, but he played for the Blues.
Yeah.
Flyers, Panthers, Senators.
I feel really dumb.
Panthers, Senators. 3 teams.
It's like kind of a deep pool, but not at the same time.
Is he a cap casualty? Is that what that is?
I don't believe so. I mean, from what I'm reading, it looks like he's still an active player.
Okay.
I know it's wrong, but for the sake of moving on, I'm just going to say Alex DeBrincat. I know he plays for the Red Wings, but
I'm lost here. It's a defenseman, though, isn't it?
He is a forward. Claude Giroux.
I would have never gotten that.
Yeah.
He was with the Panthers at a small time?
Apparently, yes. I did not realize that.
Wow. I didn't know that either.
I would have never gotten that. All right, wrap us up here, Nick Frazier.
All right. Back to the gridiron. Born in New Orleans, Louisiana. So I say Louisiana. I don't know how that's
Louisiana.
possible. That's odd. No, went to college at San Diego State. 1994 first-round pick. Second overall. Indianapolis Colts. St. Louis Rams. Currently, had a coaching stint at Colorado as a running backs coach. And then now at Southern College as the head coach. So it kind of gave away the position.
As a running back. Okay.
When you said Southern College head coach, I don't feel as confident now.
It's this year. It just happened.
Marshall Falk?
Did he play at San Diego State?
That's what because you did say the Rams, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the Colts then the Rams.
Okay. I'll say Marshall Falk, but I'm not confident in it.
Yeah, I'll ride with him.
Bingo. Marshall
Let's
Falk.
go.
Look at
How
you
about
guys. On the money.
Good game.
On the button, as they say in curling. On the button.
On the button.
Just don't use your fingers to push that thing into the button. All right, that'll do it for us here on the Weekend Huddle here on this Saturday. For Nick Frazier, thank you, sir. Well done today.
There we go.
For Christian Skelton, well done today as well. For both of those two, my name is Connor Newt. Saying so long. I'll be around with you pretty frequently this upcoming week, as our good friend Adam Vingan is now a father of 2. So I'll be covering for him a little bit. But as far as this show's concerned, we'll see you next Friday right here on the Weekend Huddle on 102.5 The Game. See ya.
Clock makes a fool of history.